On this week's episode, we talk about Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
And other pop culture news. Okay, so we just saw the new version, and if you're not familiar with it, there's actually two other movies, Dungeons and Dragons. This is a big one. So we saw this newest versions of Dungeons and Dragons feature film called Dungeons and Dragons Among Thieves. And it was really fun. It was really good. It was it was a heck of a ride. It was intense action. It has heart. It has love. Not so much love, but it has
not a lot of romantic love, but a lot of like family love, found family.
The guys that need it. Anyways,
friendship.
But there's love, there's heart, there's action, there's humor, and like playing RPG, you don't see the time going by because it's there's no dull moment. It's you'll fulfill your 2 hours, an hour and a half. That's not 1 hour.
Yeah, I honestly didn't pay attention.
2 hours, but it goes by real quick, and they show a lot of the universe they wanted to show.
They did. There were lots of what you could describe as like side quests or detours, but they all came back. They were all like pointing us towards that main plot. So I thought that was very successful in like showing us a lot of the world, building up and developing all of our characters, but also getting us like keeping some forward momentum. It was very funny, and I don't think you have to play Dungeons and Dragons or be terribly familiar with it to enjoy the film at all.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything. I've dabbled. I have friends and family members who are really into it. So there's a few things I know, but a few inside jokes, but for the most part, it's just a really solid, really fun, action-packed, comedic fantasy film.
Yeah, no, a very great, very good cast.
Yeah.
They all are doing really, really good. Hugh Grant as the villain, as is his new normal. Even though
really
for
good at
me,
being a
I
gross
remember
con man.
him the whole prostitute episode.
Yeah.
It's like he was so portrayed in the media, and he kind of was. The despicable, in some ways, idiot at least.
Yeah.
He had this. I think it was Elizabeth Hurley. His girlfriend back then was like, she was one of those very beautiful woman back then. She might still be, and then he was get caught with a ugly prostitute. Anyways,
not even an attractive one. I ask you.
Anyways, but lately he's been doing this despicable type of villain. He was
he's really good at it.
At the Oscars, he kind of mistreated. He didn't mistreated. He was straight to the point on his interview.
I'm cold.
Yeah, I mean, but again, the
monosyllabic.
The girl didn't have, she wasn't ready. And she was not a journalist. She was a model, became reporter, and the industry, how they see people is like, oh, this girl is a singer, now she thinks she can act. They always had that. But anyway, so Hugh Grant, but he's good as the despicable villain.
Yeah.
Chris Pine, he's a hero, but he's like
a hero in the making.
No, he was a hero. He had the heart of a hero when he does those things, and then the tragedy happens, and then he becomes a thief.
We join him in kind of a fallen moment.
Yeah, so maybe some sort of it's not like quite an anti-hero, but we have Michelle Rodriguez there as the tough girl.
She's the barbarian.
Yeah.
Chris Pine is a bard. Michelle Rodriguez is a barbarian.
And all that's in the trailer.
Yeah. And I like this role for her because she's great in the Fast and Furious franchise, but she's also kind of one note. It's always like, oh. Well, like she and Dom, they're meant for each other because they're always like, oh, family, oh. And
that's what they say?
Yeah.
Family. Oh, I mean, that's what they say, One day, you're not getting it, that's what they say. family.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is literally
you're
what
not getting it. It's like,
she, like,
when
the
they have sex,
characters-
when they have sex.
Oh no! Okay, so you're trying to. That's what she said.
Yeah, but
Oh
that's
my
what they
gosh.
say.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyways, all I'm saying is, even though she's great in that, we don't get to see much range. And in this, we actually get to see like lighthearted, comedic, perhaps, like loving. We just get to see some other, a little bit more range from Michelle Rodriguez.
Talking about
I
comedic.
really like this role for
Talking
her.
about comedic, the movie has some really good, funny moments.
Funny.
And that's my only beef with the movie. Not that the movie is funny, but that the trailer spoils some very big jokes.
It does.
Jokes that would be like, you would like knock you out of the seat.
Yeah,
But
there's one in
because-
particular that.
Yeah.
Oh,
But because it's on the trailer, the whole build up for the joke is destroyed.
yeah.
It's unfortunate. So
It is.
we fully recommend the movie, but
Yes.
if you didn't see the trailer, don't see the trailer.
Don't.
You just go
Don't
see
do
the
it.
movie. Yeah.
Don't do it. In fact, I think if we didn't go see movies as often as we do, like I wouldn't watch trailers as much because they do so often spoil big emotional hits in the movie. Like I will never forgive the people who. Well, okay, just kidding. It's just a movie. It's not a big deal. But I'll never forgive the people who made the trailer for the
Curse
Terminator
you!
movie. Right? I don't remember which Terminator it was, but the one where like John comes back and then in the trailer they reveal that John is a Terminator.
Oh yes, it was.
And I was like,
Yeah.
"What? That should have been a huge twist.
Yeah, it's like
It should have been a huge
revealing like
moment.
Luke's Darth Vader's Luke's
Yeah.
father.
Yeah.
Oops, I spoiled.
Anyways. So
Yeah.
that's our usual, but like seriously, I think our only beef with the movie is that
Yeah.
the people who made the trailer
Yeah.
put too much in. And that's not a movie problem, that's a trailer marketing problem.
Yeah.
So this movie was solid. The
That's
casting was
no, but this is a movie
so
problem
on
because
point.
the people making the movie, they send the material to the company that makes the trailer.
yeah, I guess
So I guess they shouldn't send that.
yeah.
Well, I guess it was like executives push them like, you send us a joke, you have to send a joke,
Yeah.
and they end up sending that one to
Oh,
save
well.
to save some other big ones, and they do
Yeah.
have some big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some good ones. So quality film, super enjoyable.
Yeah. Be aware of cameos. There's creatures and I wouldn't say characters, but there's creatures and mythology from the game. There's people from podcast aficionados of the game called, what's it called?
Critical Role.
Critical Role. They all
Yeah.
have cameos, so if you know them, you're gonna see them throughout the movie. There's a cameo to all the properties, animation, if you know, on Dungeons and Dragons, and the movie has one post-credit scene is right after the big credits,
Yeah.
you know, the colorful ones. There's no scene after the
After the main-
the entire credits. What else?
I think that's all I got without spoiling it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. If you play the game, I think you'll enjoy this. If you don't play the game, you'll enjoy this. It's just
Yeah. No, it's definitely one that because the game does the game have a story?
yeah, there are stories. I mean, that's what campaigns are. There's often stories that you.
Yeah, but I mean,
go
there's like a book, beginning, middle, and end. There's a storyline.
Honestly, I don't know because I've only ever played a one shot that my sister, like a homebrew one shot that my sister made.
Because like they did that movie for
But there are
Warcraft.
like campaigns that you can play. So yeah, I think there are like official stories.
Okay, because
I'm not the one to ask, though.
but how does it have a story if you don't have characters? Because you create your characters, right?
Yeah, but like you could play through like a set series of events or like go to different I don't know.
Anyways, if you play RPG
it out. It's a
and you
cool
wanna
game.
you wanna
Cool movie.
educate us, write
Yeah.
us and tell us. You might
Mm-hmm.
if you wanna come be part of the show and give us a seminar on RPG. Anyways, but overall as a movie, it works fine. It's really fun, entertaining, and I could almost say it's good for kids, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind watching this with you. There's definitely a couple spooky parts. Like, the villains are pretty spooky.
Yeah.
But
They're not that spooky. There's a couple are.
as a
Words.
former anxiety-ridden child, this would have given me nightmares for a very long time.
Yeah.
But so did, like,
Scooby-Doo.
Jurassic Park and Men in Black. Men in Black messed me up.
And Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna like wholeheartedly say great for kids, but I will say overall, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Dungeons and Dragons Among Thieves.
Honor Among Thieves.
Honor Among Thieves.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's available everywhere. It's fun. Next week is spring break, so you know, teenagers that are not afraid of Scooby-Doo can go watch and enjoy. It's fun.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. I guess that's it. Do you want to say anything else?
Nope. Okay, total mood shift. We watched an older movie. This is from 2019 called Mr. Jones.
Yeah, and it was very good, very intense. It's an Ukrainian story with Ukrainian producers involved. I think the director is Polish, Ukrainian. I can't remember. It's two women actually. One directed and one wrote. And they did a terrific job telling this true story about. You remember the name? Holomodor.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, let me double check. You can say things about the movie. Oh,
okay. So this is set during the 1930s. So we're kind of in the lead up to World War II, and we start out with Prime Minister Lloyd George's cabinet, and he's got this foreign advisor who's talking to him about Hitler and kind of what's going on with Hitler, and kind of this debate like, is he really, like, should we be worried about him? Should we not? And then this one foreign advisor, Mr. Jones, is like, there's something going on in Russia. We've got to pay attention. I mean, they knew about Lenin and Stalin and everything. But, like, he's like, there's something going on here. We need to be paying attention. We need to check this out. But, of course, it was almost impossible to get in. So he gets there, but he's, like, stuck in the hotel in Moscow. But he knows there's something weird going on because Russia's doing so well. But, like, where is the money coming from, right? This is the 1930s. Nobody has money. Like, anyway.
And they just been through a revolution, like less than 2 decades. You know, the workers took down the monarchy and took over. And so how the heck these bunch of peasants now are governing this gigantic nation and succeeding,
like building and producing and just this great economic boom. It's like, what is going on? So he goes and we see him discover kind of the dark side of all this. We see him see the just like the tight control on journalists, how he's not allowed to really go out or explore anything. He starts to see the signs of all the oppression, people getting arrested, people getting watched, obvious lies, and
people getting killed by what they want to say, what they want to expose. And by the way, this is not a spoiler because this is a true story. So if
none of this is a surprise about the early days of the USSR.
Yeah, and if you didn't know that communism was bad, hey, hello.
Yeah.
Anyways, so
and this is all set against a backdrop. Every now and then it'll cut to George Orwell starting to write Animal Farm.
Yes.
So that and how maybe some elements of this kind of inspired, and he'll say we'll hear like bits from Animal Farm that provide really salient commentary on what's happening in the film. Eventually his investigation takes him to Ukraine, and that's where he finally sees just like the true extent of the horrors that are being perpetrated, because of course what's happening is it was Stalin at this point, right?
Yeah, Stalin. Yeah.
Stalin is taking everything. Ukraine is like the breadbasket of Europe, of the world almost, right? And he's taken all of their grain, all of their food, and taking everything away and caused this massive famine. Millions of people died. And Mr. Jones sees and experiences just all these horrors there. And
Yes,
he
no.
finally understands.
And that's called Holodomor. It's the terror famine, the great famine
Yeah.
that the Soviet Union caused to Ukraine. They basically stole from the poor, from the workers they were claiming to help. That
Yeah.
communism claimed to help.
Oh my gosh.
They stole from the poor to give to the rich, which is communism in a nutshell.
Basically, yeah. And so you see this whole like the whole hammer and sickle thing, and what a lie that is, and he sees how this new Soviet Union and all the prosperity in Moscow, how that's all really just propped up by the starvation of an entire nation, and then it follows him even further. So he goes back to the UK and tries to convince everybody of what's happening. But of course, this is all set against the backdrop of Hitler's rise to power and the rise of Germany as a threat to the rest of the world, and of course. Anyway, it's just
one interesting,
really interesting.
one big
sad.
thing I thought about this movie is we have Mr. Jones as an independent journalist. He wants to expose the truth because not only because he had family in Ukraine, he had ties with Ukraine, but because he's a journalist. He's been doing this, exposing the truth as independent as he can.
And he's really idealistic and
and he goes against the status quo. He goes against the New York Times. Walter Duranty, that won the Pulitzer, but it was known as Our Man in Moscow. He was there lying for the regime, lying for the communists, lying for Hitler. He said good things about Hitler. You know, a liberal that believed in some crazy code, some crazy ideology, and was willing to lie for that, and people die for that. You know, people still do that kind of things these days. Even the New York Times still print lies. So there was this fight. The what's it called? Small man, the little guy, against the system. And when he says people are dying in Ukraine, people are eating pieces of what they call it, pieces of wood, the pieces bark, tree barks. They are eating each other because the famine there so big. And then comes the New York Times, their journalist, and says like, that's not true.
Fine.
Everything is fine.
Yeah.
That's conspiracy theory. Right? And people say, oh, this guy's crazy. Let's not believe him.
Yeah.
Let's ignore him. And, it's very interesting on how things are happening nowadays, how Ukraine is suffering again because of Russia. And
of course, this movie was made before the invasion.
Oh, yeah.
But I guess it was after Russia invaded the Crimea. But, like, before this big one, this big war.
But how the truth is manipulated by big sectors of media, and if it's against their agenda, is like, that's not true, and then it's shoved under the rug. And sometimes it might come to light. And a lot of conspiracy theories we had in the past, like TikTok and stuff like that, it came out to light because truth comes out one way or another. But it was very interesting to see this. And the producers called the New York Times, asked him for authorizations for codes. Not really authorization, because they would do anyways, but to have I believe they asked the New York Times, not expecting the New York Times would refute, would say yes, but expecting the New York Times would say no. So they, as filmmakers, could say that the New York Times said no, and that would endorse their movie, because the Pulitzer that Duranty won was never rebuked, never recalled, never refuted. As a matter of fact, he died an old man in Florida, retired. When Mr. Jones kept going to where the news was, where the truth was, and died in one of those occasions. But a very, very good movie. Very mature, very adult, but very very raw. There's not a lot of music guiding you. There's not a lot of
No.
lights and close-ups. Everything is very intense, very real, and very raw.
Yeah.
They also
it's
have,
very
I think it's
purposeful.
Rebecca Ferguson, is that her name? The British actress.
Oh gosh, I can't remember her name. I was
What are you
just thinking
saying?
I should look that up. Oh, but just that everything felt like it very much had a purpose. Every now and then, these like smaller, more independent films, sometimes they feel a little contrived. I guess any film can do that. Vanessa Kirby.
Yeah. James Norton is Mr. Jones, and Peter Sarsgaard is his third. It's like this scum of the earth. He's Walter Durante, and he does it really well because he does good bad guys.
Yeah. But yeah, everything was very purposeful. There's some interesting, like, some unusual like camera moments and shots and things, but they all come together in a very like coherent way, very purposeful, to really tell the story. So I'd say excellent.
Yeah. At the end, Mr. Jones is leaving the Soviet Union. He's leaving Moscow. And he gives Walter Durante a piece of $3, like, here, they're eating this in Ukraine. Put this by a Pulitzer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's good stuff.
Mr. Jones is available. I assume is available for you to buy, rent, but is available for Amazon Prime subscribers. So if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch there.
Yes, well worth it. Okay, another total mood shift. We saw Die Hard.
Also on Amazon Prime. What happened was Die Hard was one of those QB. I think it was QB.
What they called it?
Yeah, there was this streaming service not long ago that had shows. They all had 10 minutes. That was tops. That was the maximum of each episode. So that was their big thing. Everything they had there has to be 10 minutes. And one of the shows, one of the big ones, was Die Hard. Recently, Amazon and other companies acquired the material from the streaming service. It was sold, it was dismantled. And I think Roku got a lot. But Amazon have what they compile those episodes for the show in a movie. And it's pretty funny.
It was funny. It was very enjoyable. We have Kevin Hart playing a actor who is sick and tired of being the sidekick and wants to be the action star. We have John Travolta, who's gonna train him to be the action star.
Ron Wilcox, action star school.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. And then, the French guy. What's his name?
Jean Reno.
Yeah. Jean Reno is the director who wants to bring Kevin Hart to stardom and all this other stuff. So
it's funny because he said he was like cine verite, right? Which is interesting because one of the big names in the American cinema verite, his son became a director too, and he does like action movies. It's
really?
Yeah, it's very interesting. Anyways, Natalie Emmanuel from Game of Thrones, from Fast and Furious, is also there. Yeah. Josh Hartnett, and I think that's the extent of it.
Covers it.
The big names,
it's very funny. I feel like as far as like this fits right in with Kevin Hart's filmography, like.
And it's short because again it was episodes of 10 minutes, and I think there's only 10, maybe.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's totally Kevin Hart style, like funny guy who's like underestimated and then goes through a bunch of really stressful stuff and proves himself and earns everybody's respect. Like it's kind of his bread and butter, but it's good. It's good. If you like that, you'll enjoy this. And there's some fun twists and jokes and all the rest.
On IMDb, there's credits for season 2, so I guess maybe they're gonna make another one. There's no dates, more information, but there's. We'll see.
All right, we shall see. Okay, what else have we been watching?
We watched the new two shows. One beginning and one ending.
Yeah.
The one beginning was Rabbit Hole with Kiefer Sutherland on Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
And it's good.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
This is a conspiracy spy something series that, like, I honestly at this point I have no idea what's
It's
going on.
literally a rabbit hole. It's like it keeps getting the more you dig,
Yeah.
the more you find. And,
Yeah, the
and,
conspiracy just gets more and more bananas.
yeah, and it gets darker, so you don't know what's going
Yeah.
on.
And they're doing a great job of making you think, oh yeah, I know exactly what's going on. And then they'll do like a scene at the end with, what what? I know nothing! Ah!
Yeah, no, it's
really fun.
It's very intense, very cool. It's a Paramount Plus exclusive. And I think it was made that way because there's no commercial cuts, right? No one gets black. There's nothing like that.
Oh yeah.
It's proper for streaming.
Yeah.
And it works. It's good.
And they didn't drop the whole season, right? It's like
every week and every Sunday a new episode. They release 2 for the premiere, but it should be 1. And Kiefer Sutherland said in an interview last week on the movie, the show premiere, that on 24, he kicks everybody's butt. He hits everybody.
He does.
On this one, everybody hits him.
He's gotten beaten up so badly so many times, and we are 2 episodes in.
By a woman and by a teenager.
Yeah.
Just for starters.
Yeah. He has had his butt handed to him.
Yeah.
Several times.
But he's smart. He's a very smart character. It does things that you think is unbelievable, but it's like, that might be possible. It's ridiculous, but it might be possible.
Yeah, and truly, I have no idea what's happening or where this is going. Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? Are there good guys and bad guys? I don't know.
Yeah. The first 2 episodes in with cliffhangers, there's like, what?
Yeah.
again,
it's,
on 24 was, the world would end at the end of this episode. But the next episode, they would fix it. And then at the end of the episode, the world would end again in a different way. So they're following the same formula. It's good.
They are, yeah.
We
it's
recommend.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Brand new. If you want to catch one of 800,000 plus shows available everywhere, this should be one. If you like action, if you like a good thriller, not thriller, good mystery, heist type. It's definitely one.
We also finished up the...
For now. If it sucks, we tell you.
Yes.
But for now, it's good.
For now, it's good. Another show that is very good and staying good is Bad Batch. And they just had their season finale. And, it was heavy.
Yeah, it was really good. I thought they would... They brought some characters back. I thought the band would get back together, the family would be reunited, and everybody happy. And nope, they
everybody's very sad.
They sent to the opposite.
Yeah,
and it's definitely more to come. And everything they did good in Clone Wars, on this one, they pushing a little bit harder because it's short. It's like a 10 season episode, so there's not a lot of waste. Everything on the episodes is it's important. It cannot be wasted. And the end was like, wow. Yeah,
it's good stuff. There were a couple cool appearances. Director Krennic shows up.
Yes, and Ben Mendelsohn voiced him.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, even though it was like a couple lines, but he voiced it.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, so this is good. Like Clone Wars, it maybe initially presents as a kids show, but pretty quickly there's a lot more going on. Our kids do love it, but there's a lot going on there. It's good stuff.
It's the kind of good Star Wars that everybody likes because it builds up on what was made on the prequels. Even though it's approaching the sequels, which is not making a lot of people happy, but it builds up on what we had, and it was good. And of course new audiences will like too because it's good.
Yeah, it really is. It's holding up and it's enjoyable, and they're also bringing in lots of references
and
to
Filoni. I was about to say that Filoni is able to Disney bought Lucasfilm and said, this is not canon, this is useless, Legends, you're never gonna use it again.
And Filoni's like, actually,
can I bring this guy? It's just a blue guy, no importance. And then he brings Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah.
And on this show, it's like, can I bring this planet, this mountain?
Just like Mount Tantus.
Just Mount Tantus. It's like, boom. Everything that was like loved and created by the great Timothy Zahn is spectacular. And just like bringing, like, okay, just bringing.
It's good stuff. It's a really good example of a Star Wars fanboy. Like, this is what we want from Star Wars fanboys.
Yeah. If he does anything wrong, it's clearly because he's forced to. Because when he has the freedom to do what he does, he had under Lucas and did the whole Clone Wars, and he still has more or less under Captain Kennedy, and he does well. When there's anything that's screwed up and people don't like it, it's because the suits got involved. Clearly.
Yeah, but for the most part, I don't really have any real complaints at all. It's been a very good show with good characters, good world building, good expanding of the universe and tackling big issues, and it's just good stuff. So Bad Batch, it's on Disney Plus. Just had a season finale. If you would like your heart to be ripped out and stomped on, go check it out. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay, John Wick Chapter 4 is doing great at the box office.
Yes, it did 70 million on the opening. In Lionsgate, people in Lionsgate are smiles from one side to the other of the mouth. How do they say? Side to side.
Ear to ear.
Ear to ear.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the point that the executives there, they're considering another movie, and the film chief talks about a master plan. I made it an absolute priority to expand the world. They're already doing it. Ballerina already has a poster under the Armas. Everybody's coming back. John Wick is coming back. Sharon's coming back. Winston's coming back. There's a post-credit scene on this John Wick that what might happen. It might become another movie. There's the Continental that's become a series. Of course, they could do prequels. They could, tweak things and do more John Wicks. Anyways, there's a lot more that can be done. And Lionsgate's like, Baba Yaga.
Yeah. So we shall see what happens there. Some Funko. Okay, what's going on with Funko?
Oh, Funko Cuts Mondo.
Okay.
Is the one of the sub companies and one of the laying off majority of pop culture label staff. So it was a company label, and Shutter's poster business. It was a company that did posters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's too bad. Remember how a few weeks ago we were talking about how great Jonathan Majors is and what an amazing actor. He is an amazing actor, but he was also arrested in New York City.
But is he an amazing actor? Because if he's despicable, some people are saying he's not acting.
Fair enough.
Well, yeah, he was involved in accused of domestic violence.
Yeah.
And of course, his lawyers, his attorneys himself are denying. They said they have proof. But as that happened, people that worked with him in the past, some of them are saying, that guy, I always knew that would happen. He would not only blow up, but he would get caught, and it did. Yeah. Wow. Anyways, as a matter of fact, the United States Army, is the Army, right?
Yeah, the Army.
Pulled an ad, be all you can be, with him amid those allegations.
So
to be developed. There's no details on it. There's only the hearsay.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So that's a major bummer. Speaking of allegations, Gwyneth Paltrow just won her lawsuit against a guy who's. So this guy skiing in parks. Let me just back up. Gwyneth Paltrow comes here to ski a lot with her family. This guy said
here in Utah. If you're new to the neighborhood.
This guy said that she ran into him, causing head injuries and broken ribs. And so he was suing her. She countersued for $1 plus legal fees. And she went hard. This is a big thing. They had animated reconstructions of the events. She had this physicist come and explain. She has her whole team of lawyers. She fought hard and she won. So, yeah.
And at the end she said, I wish you the best.
I wish you well.
I wish you well. I mean, I don't know. We're not legalists. We're not lawyers.
No.
We were not following the case deeply, so we don't know.
Yeah.
And it's based on a jury that's could be influenced, could be manipulated, or they could see the truth right away. Either way, what happened is that she was cleared of that, and life goes on for her.
Yep.
And her Living Well. Is that the name of the company? Goop. Who's Living Well?
I don't know.
Jessica Alba. Yeah, no, was it?
No.
Good things. Good product. Yeah, isn't it?
No,
Okay.
she's Goop.
No, I'm talking about Jessica Alba. Good stuff. Honest company?
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
I don't remember.
Some
Anyway,
yeah.
they're all fine. Let's look at Marvel and Disney for a second. So last week we talked about Victoria Alonso getting fired from Marvel. They say it was because she violated a contract and promoted Argentina in 1985. She says Disney's silence.
She's a BS, yes.
Yeah. So.
And there's the whole visual effects crisis at Disney Marvel, and she was in charge of that. So there's things, it's like because things, and Ant-Man failing, put a target on her head.
Yeah.
Anyways,
she's not the only Marvel exec who's out.
Yeah, Marvel, big boy, Marvel man at Disney. Ike Perlmutter also got axed. Exposing a little bit more the crisis at Disney Marvel. Yeah. But Ike Perlmutter was doing politics a couple months ago. He was like basically aiming for the CEO's head, and he was like saying things to try to get his way and get people out. Well, it didn't work for him, and now he is out.
He is among 7,000 other layoffs at Disney.
Yeah, and among those 7,000 that staff at ABC News. So they're cutting people everywhere, including 50 staffers, including.
And then another department's getting axed is there's a 50-person virtual reality team.
Oh, and that's interesting because they basically to this they doing it, they saying it, they it's a vote of no confidence on the metaverse.
Yeah.
So the metaverse, there was only on Zuckerberg's face that would work. It's like they did back in the day. They did, what was it, One Life?
That's right. Second Life.
Second Life.
Yeah.
It was basically the same thing. Now he made that better, but nobody is buying it.
I've never heard of anybody playing that or enjoying it or liking it.
Nobody is buying it. It became a concept, but there's no proof of concept. And Disney is like, no, we out. Metaverse, not for us. And that kills the enthusiasm. A big company is already getting out. So not a good sign for the metaverse.
Which is just fine with me. In the meantime, Blockbuster, out of nowhere, has something going on.
Their
on their
website.
Homepage.
Yeah, their website is acting up.
Yeah, it says we're working on rewinding your movie.
Yeah. What?
I don't know. Okay. Apparently a horse died on the set of Rings of Power. And PETA's not thrilled about that.
Yeah, because
to be fair, I'm not thrilled about it either. But the horse is gonna die. It deserves to die for something so much better. Like,
right?
What a terrible.
Yeah. I mean, of all the crap they do in Rings of Power, now they cannot use horses. I mean,
well, that's what PETA says.
Yeah, but you know how liberals, they're, PETA, okay, we can use horses. So apparently, you will use CGI for horses. That will look crap.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So,
but I feel like PETA goes pretty far. Even my very, very liberal friends and family, PETA's even a little whack for them.
Yeah, but Hollywood is beyond. Hollywood believes on some uber liberals that there's like, PETA's saying we cannot use straws. Let's make some paper straws or some straws made of salami. I don't know. Anyways, anyways,
okay.
So the set of Rings of Power, they're gonna use CGI because they killed a horse, or did they? I don't know.
Okay. More layoffs at Electronic Arts. They're losing 6% of their staff, and Warner Music Group is laying off 4% of their staff. Yeah,
the CEO said, the CEO of EA said that we're gonna focus on projects. They are, specific projects. They're not gonna waste time or money. They're gonna, straight to the point. What is profitable? What is sells? What is good? Anything that is like, which is a good thing.
Yeah. Editing is important.
If they try to sell, to appease the specific group of people or an ideology. No, they should sell what it sells, what people buy, and that's what the EAA is going to focus on.
Yeah. In the meantime, AMC stocks went up.
Yeah, a rumor that Amazon might buy them.
Yeah.
And
So good for them.
Got some
Good for them.
10% up
Wow, that's a chunk.
on a day.
Okay. Zack Snyder is launching a 3-day Snyderverse screening to benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
And it's gonna be an event. They're gonna
Yeah.
show extended versions of Man of Steel on the first night, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Cut on the second night, and Zack Snyder Justice League. Zack Snyder Justice League is what I call it.
Yeah.
And there's even rumors that he's gonna come with more surprises and news. There's rumors that he got authorization from Warner Brothers to use the Green Lantern scene when they met Bruce. But again, rumors, and that will be exclusive for the people that go to. Does it say where?
I didn't say
it's
where.
somewhere in California.
Duh.
And
Lucky dogs.
Starting April 28th, 29th, and 30th.
Yeah. This is, of course, a cause that's really important to him because he left the production of Justice League because his daughter had committed suicide.
Yeah.
And so this is,
If I remember correctly, it's going to be in a college campus on some big theater there. Anyways.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
And I think it's sold out right away.
Good.
Yeah.
It's a really important cause, and that's going to be some really... I wish we could go see that.
Yeah.
But different state and
yeah.
all that. Okay, cool. Robert Pattinson and Robert Downey Jr. are joining forces in a serial killer comedy. That's a phrase you don't say often. What do you know about that?
Wait, wasn't Dexter a comedy?
Was it?
It was always funny. It was like, oh, Dexter, what you gonna do?
Okay, yeah. No, it was pretty
It took
funny
me a while
sometimes.
to get used to get hooked in the show because he talking to himself. I was like, oh my gosh, what I'm watching. Yeah.
Anyway, it's an Adam McKay film, so.
Yeah, with Amy Adams. That worked with him before. Forrest Whitaker, Danielle Weiler, also attached on this on the project called Average Height, Average Build.
Okay. Which one of them do you think is the serial killer?
What?
Pattinson or Downey?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
Interesting. Okay, we'll find out. Netflix is working on a Man on Fire TV adaptation.
Yeah, based on the apparently they're gonna use the first 2 books.
Okay.
And the movie is spectacular. So if they get anything close to the movie, that'll be awesome.
Yeah. They also renewed You for a 5th and final season, although the showrunner has stepped down. So it seems it's run its course.
Yeah. Also, a show that's a brand new show that was renewed. It only has 20 seasons.
Yeah.
It's Grey's Anatomy was renewed on ABC.
Yeah. 20 seasons.
Oh, it's still on
gosh.
Netflix. I forgot.
Yeah.
We forgot.
Yeah.
Arrested Development is not going anywhere. As contrary to what was said,
Yes.
the show would live in March, right? March 15th.
I don't remember the date, but yeah. They made a big deal about how it was leaving the platform.
I started rewatching, and I guess I was saying the other day.
It's not the only one.
I think it's one of those closing sales.
Like going out of business.
Going
sale.
out of business, so everybody go buy it, and then next week the business is still there. It's just a marketing tool, and same thing. Maybe the show is good. It's still there. It's on Hulu too, but it's not going anywhere from Netflix. It's still there.
Yep. Let's look at the MCU for a moment. Liv Tyler is reprising her role.
Betty Ross.
Yeah, for Captain America 4.
Yeah, and we know Harrison Ford is going to be General Thunderbolt Ross, her father. So yeah, we have the Rosses there. I wonder if the Hulk's going to be involved because they are characters from
setting that up.
the characters from the but again in the book there's a Red Hulk. And it's actually General Ross. that becomes a Red Hook. So I don't know if they're gonna go that way or if they're gonna bring Banner. Who knows?
We'll find out.
Banner's have a kid now. Anyways.
Yes, terrible hair. Matthew McFadden has joined Deadpool 3.
Yeah, from Succession. Could be a villain. Could be... Who knows? No details.
Not us.
He's going to join Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, among others.
Pixar has announced the short that will go with a theatrical release of Elemental, which looks like a really intriguing film, and I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a short film called Carl's Date. That was so cute already.
On the Up universe.
Yeah.
We don't know if that's a prequel, a date with Leah? No, Leah.
Ellie?
Eve.
I think so.
Eve's house?
No.
Ellie's house?
I think it's Ellie.
Yeah. Or if it's, he moves on. And
there's some cute little old lady in the
it's
retirement home.
If anything, is the first short since, I think, 2018. It has been forever since they didn't put out shorts with their properties.
And Pixar shorts, they hit hard. They're all pretty good.
I think the last one was the lady that makes bread.
Oh, Bao.
Yeah, I think that was the last one. Yeah.
Oh, that one was so weird, but so good. But I guess that's what Pixar does. So weird. Like, this doesn't make sense. But I really love it. It made me feel so many things. Anyway. This is one that's going to make us feel things. Guillermo del Toro is making a Frankenstein movie.
Yeah.
Yay!
With Andrew Garfield.
Yeah. He could fit in. Yeah, I could see him as Dr. Frankenstein or as Igor. I don't know. We'll see.
Or both.
Ooh. Okay, let's look at Star Trek. They've been making some announcements. Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks have both gotten renewals at Paramount Plus.
Yeah. It is good. I love Lower Decks. It's hilarious in Star Trek. Sure. Through season 3. So they got a second season and a third season.
Strange New Worlds is solid.
And Lower Decks got renewed through season 5. They only had 2, right? 1?
I don't know.
Huh.
But either way, both have been really delivering.
They've also they had 2. Yeah, they had 2.
Yeah, okay.
So they have 3 more at least.
Yeah. They also announced a new show called Starfleet Academy, which
we're gonna focus on a new set of cadets at the academy, and again, we'll see.
We shall see. In an announcement that shocks absolutely nobody, Sylvester Stallone has demanded what on his movie set?
No crap on the set of his movies.
Yeah.
Which, Stallone is Stallone. He does.
Yeah.
He does what he wants, and usually it's right and good. And he does that since he sold his dog to make his first movie.
He bought the dog back.
He bought the dog back. No, he's a big machine at the industry, and he shouldn't go anywhere, and he's entitled to, like everybody's entitled to their opinions. Some people on the left and some people on the right. He's entitled to that, and it is right.
And honestly, like, you serve some of those objectives best when you just focus on telling your story.
Yes.
And making good art.
Yeah. And if you want to tell a story about that, tell a story about that. But the problem with Hollywood now is that...
But tell a good story. It's this tokenism. It also often comes across as just like empty, superficial tokenism.
Yeah.
Which serves nobody, and it's infuriating.
Yeah.
And I think does damage to like very legitimate causes of like wanting more like participation and representation and everything else. So tell a good story. Cast good people, get good people involved, and when it's preachy, when they do it like overdo it, do it too much, do it just for to do it, not because of the story. It becomes just preachy and bad and talky, and that gets people tired, and that's why the industry is struggling. Lack of good Top Guns, Mission Impossible, the stuff that Stallone always did, movies that I was like, Dungeons and Dragons was good. It was, and the cast is
full super diverse
of people of color.
Yeah.
But
there was a lot of women, a lot of people of color, but they told the story and entertained.
Yeah,
It
they were
didn't
just
feel
telling
it
us-
didn't
yeah.
feel preached at any time, and yeah.
Yeah, so I think anybody would be hard pressed to
So
complain
probably
about
people will hate it. 'Cause,
wokeness.
yeah, it wasn't like.
Anyways, speaking of people, well, okay, no, this is a terrible segue. Whatever. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Why?
I was trying to do some kind of segue about like not caring about social norms or like being offensive.
No,
And
he
going
cares
into-
about social norms. He didn't change. The some of the norms want to
Oh,
change. That's what happened.
Sure. Curb Your Enthusiasm. There's like the writer said that season 12 will be the last.
Oh, there
but
was
then they
this whole
deleted
thing on Twitter.
tweets,
Yeah,
so it's a whole thing.
he tweeted about it.
Yeah.
And then he deleted. So.
I don't know.
Yes, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. He's still young. No, really.
And I feel like there's
But-
like such a weird amount of time between seasons. It's just like, I don't know. I never expect another one. I'm always delighted when there's another one.
Yeah, and he's the perfect person to do a good critic of the whole waves of crap we have out there. Yeah.
It really
Anyways.
is. It's good
Yeah.
stuff. Good stuff. All right.
Okay, so this week we you probably heard this tragedy in Nashville. This woman went to a school and shot and killed 3 adults and 3 kids in the school. Nashville police did a terrific job. They act quick and stopped her from killing more because she had a goal. She had a manifesto to kill. Who knows? They still investigating details, but the story of 2 women this week is this one that they committed this atrocity, but there was a hero there at the school that gave her life to save her students. She was the headmaster.
Yeah. Yeah, her name is Catherine Kuntz, and she just ran right at this shooter to try to protect everybody at the school.
And it's like in a true act of heroism, you know, the scripture says that there's no love bigger than that, to give your life for your friends. And this woman gave for her students. They are not her immediate family, but she gave like it was her family. And our condolences to her family, to her friends, and to people in school, to the people that got their lost loved ones on this tragedy. But you know, this, you know, at the same time that there's big evil in the world, and we saw on the other side, we saw this big good, this selfless act that she changed the lives of. You know, when you saved one, you save. How does the saying go? Save one to save mankind. You save an entire.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, and she did that to some of her kids. So in honor to Catherine, what's her name?
Kuntz.
Catherine Kuntz. There was you know, it reminded me. It has nothing to do with Harry Potter, but it reminded me. You know, it's like, you know, doesn't the headmaster in Harry Potter dies to save.
Yeah.
Yeah. But in this case, reality. So and
so all our respect and love.
Yeah. And so that was the hero of this week. You know, we didn't want to end on this sad note, but she did a great act of courage and braveness. When, you know, brave is a word that people through like it's nothing these days. She actually really was.
She did something really special.
Yeah. Anyways,
on that note,
we didn't want to end, but it's time to go.
It is.
Next week we're coming back with a family movie. The entire family, all our Retina team.
That's right.
Our entire crew is gonna go see Super Mario Bros. The movie. Starring Chris Pratt, David Kelly, Charlie Day.
Here we go. Jack Black.
Jack Black. There's I can't remember.
There's a whole bunch of other people. I don't remember.
Anya, Anatolia. What's that book?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Taylor-Joy. She's Princess Peach.
Oh,
yeah. And so many others. So that's it for this week. We come back next week with more pop culture news, entertainment, and Mario. May the force be with you.
Live long and prosper.
Bye.